Hello, this is Jeffrey with I Can Sharpen That, and today we're going to learn how to clean and oil a detachable clipper blade. I will also show you how to fully disassemble and reassemble this blade to get it cleaned all the way. This is an Oster 76 size 000, and as you can see, it's pretty darn dirty. So there's a couple different methods that we can use to help clean this. I'm using my refurbished vintage Oster 76. And once we get a good deep clean, it's always good to have, I use H42 clipper spray. This is antiviral, antibacterial, and it's made of oil as well. Most clipper sides and Andis Cool Care and Cool Lube by Oster takes the oil out of your blades. This actually cleans your blades without having to take them apart. Of course, we're going to be taking them apart today, but I'm just going to show you how well this product works here. You can already hear a substantial difference in speed. And as you can see also, if I'm just going to spray through here, if you look on here, all that hair is getting pushed out of the clipper blade on the side. This is my go-to product every single time. As you can see, it's a little bit cleaner, but not clean all the way. Once you deep clean these blades, it's always really good just to keep maintenance up by using that clipper blade in there, clipper cleaner in there. So I have here a number 2 or 3 Phillips head screwdriver. If you use something smaller, you're going to strip these screws. I always work over a surface that I can catch all my screws so I don't lose anything. And we're going to pay close attention to how this is put together so we don't forget how to put it back together once we take it apart. So we're going to put the screws down here. And as you can see, when hair gets hot, it turns to glue. That's what you see, some of the sediment on here that hasn't been able to been removed by the initial spray. Then we also have our spring and our socket. So our socket is what helps keeps the blades nice and tight onto the to the clipper. I have another video on how to reset the socket. If you find your blades waving, it will fix that. So I'm going to be using my handy dandy clipper brush. I would not recommend using a toothbrush because those don't necessarily last as long. You can get one of these brushes. This is nylon, or you can get a horsehair brush. Lasts a little bit longer there for you, or you can use a PVC plastic brush. So we're just going to clean this nice and good. We're going to go through all the teeth. We're going to make sure there are no broken teeth. You don't want any broken teeth on your blades. If there are broken teeth on the comb, you're going to want to replace the entire blade. If there's any broken teeth on your cutter, it's actually really easy just to buy a new cutter and put that on there, and that will save you $35 to $40 on a new blade. So I'm just going to be scrubbing this down as best as I can, getting all that hair off of there, cleaning every little part. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to place this back together like so. I'm going to wipe off any excess here, make it nice and clean. Use that paper towel for your assistance. I'm going to clean this all off. You also want to inspect the blade guide follower. That's this little plastic piece on the end here. What you want to do is you want to make sure that's no play in it. So you want to wiggle that back and forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the socket and we're going to take the spring, and you're going to load the socket up and into and push back on the spring. And what we're going to do is we're then going to take the cutter, place that on top of our blade, and place that right there. We're not going to worry about lining up just now. We're just going to line up the holes here first. I'm then going to use my fingers to hold the blade down right here. And I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to make sure this lines up with the socket threads. Use my screwdriver, get a good little tighten on here. Going to use my other finger to adjust that little hole down there, make sure that hole lines up. And ideally, when you gap a blade, you never want the comb, which is the bottom piece, to be behind the cutter, which is the top cutting piece. So what I'll do is I will gap this the depth of pretty much a business card or a credit card. You can get it a little bit tighter if you want, but make sure that you always see tiny little dots coming through. So see at the very end of the screwdriver here, you see the comb protruding in front of the cutter. It's very important so you don't cut your clients. I'm going to go to the far right tooth and the far left tooth, I'm going to make sure they are both lined up perfectly. And then I'm going to hold it over. I'm going to squeeze as tight as I can, place it down on a surface, and I'm slowly just going to tighten both sides. Not completely all the way until the very end. I got one last crank. You never want to strip these screws either. They're a pain to take apart. So we're going to take a look and do a visual inspection once again. Is the far right cutter behind the comb, as you can see. I see some comb protruding, and the far left tooth protruding as well. I also like to look at the back rail, how much it either hangs off, how the cutter hangs off, and see if that's lined up as well too on both sides. I want to make sure both these sides are nice and equal. Then what I'll do is I will turn the clipper on. Fun fact, you have to turn your clipper on because that rotating tongue drive there, every detachable blade clipper has a tongue drive or a blade drive, and that's going to find the square socket hole right there. This is going to help keep your blade drives and tongue drives lasting longer, and I'm going to pop it on. I'm going to see it go back and forth, and what you're going to look for also now is you're going to see that thin line of comb coming through. Now, I use H42 oil, and this is how I oil my blades. I will do 3 drops on top, 1 on the left. Whoops, forgot to open it. Brand new bottle here. Let's pop this open. All right. I will pop it on the left. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. And I'm going to do the back rails. A little bit there, a little bit there. And the last place I like to oil, of course you want to wipe off any excess. I like to oil right on the guide follower, just a little bit. I'll wipe off any excess. And that is how you completely clean your detachable clipper blade, take it apart, put it back together, and how to properly oil it. My name is Jeffrey with I Can Sharpen That. You can get a hold of me at icansharpenthat.com, or you can call me at this number. I'm always happy to help. I offer a mail order sharpening of shears and clipper blades, as well as clipper repair. If you need help with anything, don't hesitate to call. I'm always happy to help. This is Jeffrey with I Can Sharpen That. Be sure you can pick up your H42 products from Hampton Manufacturing. It's a product I stand behind, and the guy just got inducted into the Barber Hall of Fame for inventing the H42 spray. So it's a really great product I always recommend to all of my clients. I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay sharp.